Hello everybody, Frankie Day here for Frankie Day Models. Okay, this will be video number 2 for a Battleship by Trumpeter's 1/700 scale USS Maryland BB-48. Okay, this is 1941. I think I showed you guys this before. Not this stage, it's almost done. I got to add the boat cranes to it, seaplane crane, aft catapult, yard arms, and I got to add the OS2U Kingfishers, the 2 of them the kit gives you, and the rigging, and she's done. Now these 1/700 scale ships, they got a lot of small parts to them, so you got to be very careful when handling these things, and you got to use these things. These help very much, they really do. Especially old goats like me, you know, I mean, anybody. You got to have an extra set of eyes. You strain your eyes get tired, they start watering on you like that. It's too much strain in your eyes. You shouldn't have to. That's why you got these things. That's why you make these. So always use these on small stuff. It helps, it really does. Okay, I'm going to take this camera here. I'm going to flip it down. We'll take a look at the USS Maryland, the BB-48, 1941. Yeah, put it over here. There you go. Get that out of the way. I want to video that. All right. In the beginnings of the construction of this kit, what I did, I used Tamiya Deck Teak paint. I don't know where the bottle's at here. It's over here, I think. It's going to be in here. Yeah, right here. After I airbrushed that, I gave it a coat of gloss on top of the deck. I went back and made up a black wash. And I laid the black wash on top of the tan deck, and all that paint filled in the caulkings of the deck. It's kind of hard to see on this camera, fellas. It truly is. It's hard to see, but this camera is a lot more high fidelity, high in definition, more compared to my camcorder over here. You probably can see them good, but they're there. I got to paint the boats too, the captain gig. The toppings of the canvas are white. And then I painted using a sea blue. This is dark sea blue. Vallejo color 70898. This is the appropriate color. These things fell under the warplane color codes called Rainbow 5, which every division had different color codes for which signify what division they are. So a lot of them were visually identified aerial-wise. That's the idea by having color code warplanes. On top of these turrets, on the West Virginia and the Maryland, they were black on top of here. I got to paint those too. I got to mask those off and airbrush those. Matter of fact, these turrets come off. I didn't glue them on there. So I knew I'd become that at the latter step. And also turret number 4 aft. That's painted on top. The catapult, turret number 3, it wasn't painted. That's how it was in 1941. It was dark sea blue. These were painted, I think they were 5D, which is dark gray. That was 1940. They were dark gray, almost the color of dark hot rod primer gray. Like I said, when warplane operation number 5 kicked in, they're painted dark sea blue. I went ahead, after it dried, I went and dry brushed the whole thing over very gingerly using intermediate blue by Model Master. Oh yeah, talk about Model Masters. I went down to Schultz's Hobby. I never knew this band existed until I got on the PC. and did some research on nearby hobby shops in my area. Well, there's only 2 hobby shops that are in Dayton, the vicinity, and that's Hobbytown, USA, and also Schultz Hobbies. Schultz Hobbies is the same distance that Smitty's Hobbies used to be. And what I like about this hobby shop is this man deals with old kits. I mean old stuff. And we'll go on that on the next video of some kits that I picked up from Schultz Hobbies. That'll be a video of its own entirety. But right now I want to concentrate on the USS Maryland. At first, guys, they'll say, well, Frank, how are you going to display this? Well, oh, yeah, before I get any further, this thing is optional. It can either be waterline or full hull. I like a full hull putting the ways on here. I got to go ahead and gloss this piece of wood here. I got this at Hobby Lobby. I can pay about $6 for it. Not much money. It's good. It's perfect for 1/700 scale ships like this. Should I get closer so you guys see? I got a little rust on it too, a little bit. I think you can see a little bit. I don't know how much high fidelity that you got at your computer compared to what I got here. But this thing likes to blur out. As I get closer to it, you can see how I melted into the Indian blue on top of the dark sea blue. Just to let you know, you can see the old 5S pop out. I mean the 5D before I got to this dark sea blue. I got to paint the top of those boats white. That's no problem right there. Those boats are not glued down. I take them out and glue them, paint them next up. So I got out doing this thing before it's done. So I got I put a pretty good dent in this thing. This is the Colorado class battleship. She got caught up in the Washington Treaty Program. So much tonnage. These in the California class were the last of the 1921 Washington Treaty class battleships. The Colorado class comprises of 3 ships of that class: the Colorado, the West Virginia, and the Maryland. In particular, is between stem and stern to 624 feet long. Now, I think they're 47,000 tons. And they got 16-inch guns on here. I thought they were 14s, but they're 16-inch. A lot of ones that were 14s was the Oklahoma class, which is Nevada, but also the Oklahoma. Only 2 class ships that there were. And the kit gives you a limited photo etch set. To complete this model 100%, if I was going to make a bill for the show, I'd get the White Ensign 1/700 scale railings for this, but railings rail this whole thing out. And the rigging I'm going to do on it, I'm going to use sprue. You can't use wire or fuse wire on here. You got to use sprue. And I got plenty of that to make sprue for the aerials. That'll be done there. And my first option in displaying this thing, I was going to make a waterline version, make this all water across here, and I was going to construct me some mooring quays where they moor up to. The Maryland was inside the Tennessee, was inside the West Virginia. So she didn't suffer very much damage. A lot of aerial bomb damage and strafings and probably shrapnels from the battleships. But she wasn't torpedoed because she was inboard. And what they did after the West Virginia took all those hits, they went ahead and flooded the magazine on this thing, and they opened up the seacocks and counter flooded everything, let this thing go to the bottom, which is only about 40 feet deep out there in Pearl Harbor. It depends on the tide. At tide, it's probably about 32 feet at tide. So the bottom of the keel to the bottom of the seabed is probably not more than 10 or 8 feet where it touches. So that's why you see a lot of battleships that was sunk. You see pretty much of the freeboard on that top side. The Arizona was broken in half. The keel was completely destroyed. Everything. The ship was considered a war loss and a memorial. I have a 1/350 scale with this. It's a West Virginia. It's a resin kit. It cost me $400. It looks just like this, but bigger. It's in my warehouse storage. This is a nice kit. Anybody who likes to build these early World War II dreadnoughts, these battleships, these are very beautiful ships. Everything's out there now, guys. I mean, there's resin kits and of course injection molded kits. If you want to make a collection of like a 1/700 scale battleship row diorama, these are excellent subjects for that. Of course, you need a lot of room. But what I'm trying to say is all these kits that are available now. The Oklahoma, Nevada, they're all resin and also ejection plastic too, and they got the California, everything. I got the California in this scale too, but it's after the refit after she was raised from Pearl Harbor. That's why they took her to Puget Sound, Washington State, and they refed her, put enlarged torpedo blisters, but put closed 5-inch mounts all around the ship, give it a little more firepower. This is a nice ship. I really enjoy this. Okay, along with the USS Maryland, I've got the pride of the Royal Navy. I started this at my old house, and I finally got smart enough to finish this thing up. This thing's almost done. All it needs is to complete the air wing, rigging, and she's finished. This is a very, very classic kit from a very classic company, and I'm sure glad they're in business still. I love Airfix. We all grew up with Airfix. I did too. Of course, this is the air wing I have to do. I already airbrushed him number 242 Humbro Extra Dark Sea Gray. That's what I painted the top. And the bottoms will be all airbrushed. The bottoms of these things with sky. Then the rest will be picked out with camouflage to be slate gray. All I got to do is mount the air wing on there and do the rigging. Also, the outrigger antenna's got to be rigged up. And I'm going to put I did some research on the Ark Royal. The kit don't give you an extra yard arm. All you do is just get a yard arm top of here. She had another one that goes over here. So I'm going to add sprue and clean the island up. This is done with dark sea gray, which she had at the time. I use pastels. Pastels are very excellent for weathering. I use them. They work better than washes. Work a lot better than airbrush. Get yourself a bunch of these pastels, guys. Get yourself a can of this too. After the model's been all finished and glossed up, you spray it with this. This is called matte. Use this aerosol can, or you can airbrush it. It's your preference. I like to use this. I got a little paint booth that I got out there. I use the aerosols. I don't spray here. Close quarters. I got too much stuff around here. I don't want no paint dust on here. So I go outside and use this. So use this outside. This stuff stinks like crazy. It really does. It smells up the house. So after you spray the model with a mat, let it dry. When it's all dry, then you work in your pastels for your weathering. You add your grays. And after you add your grays on there, after you put your camo on there, you take your brush and you do this to it. You do this to it. You feather it out. It'll blend it right in, as you can see right here. The weathering is subtle, not overdone, but just right. I think it is. I even weathered the deck. Deck's slate gray. That's what the instructions call for. I could be wrong. I'm not too keen of the Royal Navy, but the Royal Navy's got wonderful ships, very historical ships, and I love the Royal Navy. I love everything they do. They got beautiful ships, but after all, we got most of our designs from the Royal Navy. The Ark Royal was a modern-day aircraft carrier at the time. A lot more modern than what we had. What we had was the old Langley, the old Wolverine, which were old paddleship training aircraft carriers like the Wasp, the Wolverine, and come to view at the time, which we learned from the English. Off this, we built the Enterprise class aircraft carriers. The Hornet, Yorktown, Enterprise, same class. SK squat to more modern day carriers, but the Ark Royal was used throughout the whole war. A very beautiful aircraft carrier she is. The kit gives you these ferry foamers and also ferry swordfish torpedo bombers. And no decals for them, so you're on your own right there. And when it comes to detailing these things, there's nothing to write home about. These are just a regular, typical 19. This kit came out, what, 1971, 72? Came out in the blue boxing. And so anybody wants to learn anything about Airfix, there's two different sources you can go to, which I highly recommend and I highly suggest. If you want to hear the history of Airfix, is Mr. John Parker. This man is an authority on Airfix, and so is Max. Max Models. This man does daily videos of historical models, and he's quite entertaining and very, very knowledgeable, and also very, very knows quite much about Airfix. So be sure to go to Max Models or John Parker. They'll tell you everything you need to know about Airfix. That's a wonderful. It's a very educational channel, and you'll see a lot of stuff that will inspire you in building. So watching John Parker's video and also Max Models, it inspired me to go in storage and finish up this Ark Royal. This Ark Royal just lacks the air wing, like I said, and also needs rigging. And that's it, she's finished. Again, I treated the display exactly the same way I did on the USS Maryland. I got me some spruce 1/8 square strip stock. And I outlined the hull on here with a nice pencil, make sure not too dark. And I laid them on there and just cut them and follow the line. And I gauged them by using 1/4 inch stock, so they're all evenly spaced across, as you can see. An overall view, this is a very beautiful kit. I love these Airfix kits. This is an old gem. It don't take long to turn it into a silk purse. I must warn everybody, it's got a lot of flash. It's old. The molds haven't been cleaned up, and someday they may retire this thing, and they won't make it no more. And its availability is either kit collectors, eBay, or going to model shows, which have vendors there. That's the only sources you know. So these things are gems. Okay. And lastly, before I do anything, I got the final reveal of the Emily flying boat. I got that coming your way. I'll probably have that about a day or so. I'm too busy working on these ships here. I'm getting inspired working on these small ships and getting my eyes adjusted to work on these tiny things. And believe me, they come out very, very reasonably well when they're done. Another light on it. Okay. Take your video back to yours truly here. Okay, this is such a beautiful day, fellas. I went and bought some steaks. And I'm going to do some barbecuing out there. After this video uploads, I'll make a barbecue. Get that going. And we'll get another video what I got at Schultz's Hobby Shop. So we'll go on that in another video. Okay, guys, this is the conclusion. Video number 2 on the Battleship USS Maryland, and a little eye candy for the HMS Ark Royal. So I got a lot of stuff coming your way, fellas. A lot of the stuff coming your way. The stuff I got started, and I'm finishing them up. I really am. We're getting done. I started this thing here probably. I first moved in this here trailer. Ark Royal, I started at my old house. So I need inspiration too. And so that'd be it. Okay, that's the conclusion of the video. In conclusion, furthermore, this is a wonderful kit, guys. I mean, this is wonderful. I love it to death. It's a beautiful looking battleship, and I highly recommend you guys getting it. Get used to it. You can see it don't seem to be too small once you get used to it. It's just a whole different world when you're building something so small opposed to something like like that thing behind me over here, and up here. They're everywhere. So I'll be busy for a while. So I got lots of stuff coming your ways, guys. Make mama happy. Take care of the little ones. Stay focused when you drive. Spend wisely. Be aware of your surroundings. Wear a mask. Protect your family. Protect yourself. And let God take care of things. And He is. Okay. So the next video come up, but I got it spinning. So that'll be shaking your way. So I'll keep you guys interested for the night too. I got things to do. I got to get cooking going. I got to get the grill fired up and everything else, guys. So I got things to do. And so catch you next video. God bless you guys. I love you fellas. And thank you very much for your wonderful candor and also for your wonderful, wonderful, wonderful comments I get all the time. Sometimes I get some crazy people once in a while. We all do, you know. They don't bother me a bit, you know. They defy themselves. I get some crazy comments once in a while. Some are insulting, but that's part of being trolled. So I don't know. They got nothing better to do. I just go, hey, you're out of here, buddy. Go down the road talking to yourself. Okay, I'm out of here. This is Frankie Day signing off. For Frankie Day Models, God bless you. We'll catch you on the next video, so stay posted for that. And I'll be posting some pictures on this Battleship, too, on Facebook pages. So stay tuned for those, too. Okay, I'm out of here, boys. God bless you all, and we'll see you on the next video. And I love you, fellas. And excellent day for barbecue. We got more days coming just like this. So barbecue away. Anchors away. I'm out of here.